So, as I observed you in the supermarket, what came up for me was a sense of what is really going on here. Obviously, there's a homoerotic exploration between the two of you. Obviously, there's a sense of playfulness, a childlikeness that came out, wanting to challenge both mummy and possibly even daddy in their authority over you in society. I was wondering if we were to pitch the question to you directly, what is it that you are really trying to say? I wonder what might come up for you.
What comes up for me? Like Danny, lots of issues of programming from the past.
What is it you're really trying to say?
I'm trying to say that by challenging authority in a loving way, after about 5-6 months, you can lose a lot of fear and also a lot of your own internal bullshit. Whereas now, of course, I get an adrenaline rush, but it's more an adrenaline rush from the fun of it, rather than like, oh my god, daddy, mummy, my teacher, the police are going to come and get me. Now it takes a long time to work it. So I think it's a personal voyage of freedom, really, to me.
Well, Danny, for you, homoeroticism?
Oh, I forgot to answer that, didn't I? I have strange Oedipus complex about Danny. I know he's not quite old enough to be my father.
He certainly looks like your mother.
But, you know... But I think maybe deep down I do fancy him and want him to have my children, you know?
I noticed there's a lot of being together in your YouTube videos, a lot of exploring together.
Yes, there is. Yeah. Are you trying to out us on the camera? Yeah, okay.
I mean, I've often thought that homosexuals do not get a fair crack of the whip.
Or get enough crack.
They don't get a fair yank of the tail, man. Like...
We are going to get so blasted if we put this on.
No, we can't put this one on.
Why not?
Because you get the regular crazy people looking for anything to criticise you, and you know, homophobia would be an easy one to do.
Right.
Yeah.
I could change the question, actually.
Go on.
So what occurs to me is a certain sense of sexual expression that's going on in public. And I'm wondering if this isn't you two, in a sense, being naked in public. Making yourselves naked and available to the people, and of course you put it on YouTube in an exhibitionist sense of the word. I'm just wondering if perhaps a short spell in a psychiatric unit might be supportive for you and actually might address the real issues at heart.
No, definitely. I use the megaphone and the camera as a phallic symbol. The camera being my testicles, where the power lies, and the megaphone because it fires out loud noises like sperm. That is my phallic representative. Freud would agree, I'm sure. Putting it on YouTube, being naked, yeah, I feel naked when I go out there. We've even done a video naked where we got arrested for being almost naked. But making ourselves available to other people, yeah, I read every single message that comes through. I don't have time to respond to all of them, but we are available to people, and that's the way it should be. Like, instead of this corporate stupid zone where you need to go through 12 different layers to get to someone. I run the channel, Danny's there, everyone knows he's spiritual entertainer, I'm Seaveach, they write to us.
Well, my response to your question about sexuality is really a question back for you, which is nobody's ever noticed that there might be a sexual aspect, so perhaps this is something to do with your obsession with sexuality. How would you respond to that?
Actually, yeah, it's a fair point. You're the first person to raise the Freudian aspect of it.
Well, it's certainly an embarrassing question for most people to ask, and I, on this particular mission, am asking you questions which perhaps other people would be more afraid to. Obviously, what you stand for is trying to unfurl the restrictions and inhibitions that people have in society, and perhaps this is just one of them. Everyone might be thinking at home, as they're watching, perhaps even naked on the bed, watching your YouTube clip, why is it that these two men are being naked in front of me? I was wondering about your very last video. I'm wondering what your, sometime in the future, what your motivation would be for the day will come when you'll make your very last video of the Everything Is OK series. Whoa. And I'm wondering what will actually arrive you to that point?
Am I reading too much into this, or are you saying that you think it's time for us to end this?
Well, as I say, I'm trying to ask questions which I think most people are inhibited to ask you.
I think that it may be a while till our very last performance, so I really don't know that yet. Thank you.
I think our last performance will be when Danny and I have a big fallout that is irreconcilable, and then we'll hate each other from there. And I'll suddenly turn into an anti-Semitic, bigoted fat Westerner, and I'll dedicate the YouTube channel to all the anti-Jew conspiracy theories.
And can I just ask you about that? Have you heard what Danny said about you behind your back?
Go on.
He says you're an anti-Semite.
Yeah, but at least I've got foreskin.
Danny, no foreskin. Yet again, you've been found out. Obviously, this is something which you might find out by your sort of naked expressionism,
Well,
exhibitionism.
Well, now everyone knows.
Yeah. Now
Danny,
everybody knows.
less of a man, less foreskin, less of a man.
Last longer.
Well, actually, to be honest, in my case, I'm very grateful to the man who circumcised me, because without that, it would be extremely difficult to manage.
Yeah. I mean, I
given
for
the length
one,
of what's left.